Hello students. So as you know, we have already started covering Robotics and Artificial Intelligence course for ICSE Class 9 and the course code is 66. Now here we have talked about introduction to robotics, then building blocks of robots for class 9, and for class 10 we have already made videos related to your components of robot as a system. Now today I am going to talk about somewhat a related concept, that is, how do you compare a robotic system with a computer system? So what's the difference? Are they the same, or is there some subtle difference between them? So let's first start with the computer, right? So what is a computer system? You see, a computer system is a device which basically processes data according to the set of instructions which is given to it. Now, you must remember that a computer system is very much different from an artificially intelligent system or AI machine. How? Because an AI system basically it can learn by itself, it can think by itself, and taking data, right, it can even execute and take decisions by itself. Okay. So, right now you must understand this difference. Good. So, let us come back to the computer system. So, what is the primary function? So, basically primary function is computation, data manipulation. Why manipulation? So that we can make meaningful inferences, okay, and information management. Now, you see, the computer system is a closed system operating in a virtual or digital environment. So, the primary function is data processing, storage and retrieval. And what is the physical interaction? Well, what about it? A computer's interaction with the physical world is very much limited. Okay. Why? Because it receives input through devices like keyboards and mice, okay, and provides output on screen or speakers. So, it does not physically manipulate its environment on its own. Now, what are the components? Well, we know about it. Now, let us just make a quick revision of it. So, basically we have got hardware and software. So, hardware that you can see and touch by yourself, including central processing unit, CPU, memory, RAM, then storage device. Nowadays we often use the SSDs and also the various input and output devices. What about software? So, basically they are computer codes, you can say. So, basically software is codes written, you cannot touch it, remember, that is why it is called soft. And so, basically it includes operating system and various applications or apps that run on the hardware. So, you see, the computer system operates primarily in a digital, virtual or human controlled environment, and basically its world is the data that it processes. Okay. So, next let us talk about robotic system. You see, a robotic system on the other hand is an integrated system that uses the computer at its brain, okay, and also perform physical tasks in the real world. So, basically a robotic system is a computer system plus a whole different mechanical parts itself. But remember, nowadays the robotic systems that we have, they are not just computer systems, they are AI enabled computer systems. That means they can learn, they can study, they can make decisions by itself, and those decisions are carried out by the mechanical parts, okay, the physical body itself. Good. So, the robotic system, its purpose is to perceive, think and act within its environment. So, as I mentioned, the primary function is to perform a physical task by interacting with the environment. The robot basically, so if this is a robotic system and this is the environment, so basically what whatever robot does, it always first senses its environment and then does action which is required of it. Now, the physical interaction, which is basically the robot's defining characteristic, is its ability to physically move, manipulate objects and sense its surroundings. This I have stressed. Now, it is a cyber physical system. How? Because it links the digital world of computation with the physical world of our matter and energy. So, what are the various components? Well, first of all, it includes all the computer components. Nowadays, we have AI enabled brains, right, which I just stressed now. So you see, a robotic system requires a computer microcontroller to function, and this is the controller that processes information and makes decisions. And along with it, we have got the physical components like sensors, which gather information about the environment, like using cameras, leaders, microphones, pressure sensor, temperature sensor and so on. The list is quite long. Next, we have actuators, which translate digital commands into physical motion. Okay, they are basically muscles. And then we have the end effectors, the tool or hand, which are used to perform the task, like a gripper, a drill or a surgical scalpel. And so, along with it, we must have a physical body like the backbone of a human being. And so, the physical structure is very much important. It is the frame or body itself that support all the various components. Okay. You see, this robotic system, they operates in the real physical world, interacting with objects, people and its surroundings. Okay, now before I finish, let's make a quick sort of concise comparison. So, computer system, basically the core purpose is computation and data processing, whereas for the robotic system it's physical action and manipulation of the real world. Now, physical interaction here is very much minimal, only through mouse clicks or screen display, whereas for the robotic system is direct and intentional, like moving, lifting, welding and so on. What are the key components? Well, for computer it's CPU, RAM, storage, input output devices, and for robotic system it includes all the computer components plus the sensors, actuators, physical body, right. Now, remember, computer systems are highly flexible. They can run any program or application. Of course, it must have the capacity, right, processor power, RAM, it must have it, so that otherwise you can't just run any application. Heavy applications will be struck, the computer will hang, remember this. Now, what about robotic system? They are very much flexible within its physical capabilities and they can be reprogrammed for different physical tasks. Okay. Good. What about the environment? For the computer, it's digital or virtual, whereas for robotic system is our real or physical world. And remember, the computer operates based on programmed logic, and if it's AI algorithm on a data set, then it can of course think and learn by itself. And what about robotic system? Again, the same thing, it uses programmed logic or AI to make decisions and then execute them physically. Okay. So, basically today we have learned that a computer system provides intelligence and logic, whereas a robotic system on the other hand, it takes that intelligence and applies it to the physical body, allowing it to perform actions in the real world. So, computer is the brain and robotic body is the overall brain plus body.